What if everything you've been told about getting older is simply wrong? The stiffness, the constant tiredness, the health issues doctors often chalk up to normal aging. What if they're not inevitable but largely preventable? At 94, I'm me. Medication-free, fully independent, and possess the biological markers of someone 30 years my junior. Just 2 years ago, my doctor was astounded during my annual checkup when my results mirrored a person in their 60s. When he pressed for my secret, I shared 5 straightforward morning rituals I've diligently followed for decades. These aren't complex medical procedures or costly therapies. They're simple practices that harmonize with your body's innate rhythms, and anyone can begin them tomorrow. While friends half my age rely on daily medications and assistance with basic tasks, I continue to live a full independent life. The most surprising part, the third habit takes only 4 minutes each morning, yet 92% of older adults completely overlook it. This single omission costs them a vital opportunity to preserve cognitive function and mental sharpness. The damage isn't immediately obvious, which is precisely why so many neglect it until it's too late. These 5 habits aren't just about feeling better. They're about maintaining independence, preserving dignity, and ensuring your later years are filled with vitality, not decline. The distinction between graceful aging and daily struggle often comes down to what you do in the first hour after waking. Strategic morning hydration, the cornerstone of cellular health. Every night as you sleep, your body loses roughly a liter of water through respiration and perspiration. Yet most seniors wake up and immediately reach for coffee, tea, or other drinks that exacerbate dehydration. This seemingly innocent mistake triggers a cascade of issues, impacting everything from joint flexibility to brain function. And it's entirely preventable with a simple 30-second morning ritual. The link between morning dehydration and accelerated aging is profound and scientifically supported. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine found that even mild dehydration diminishes brain function by 27% and increases inflammation markers by 31% in adults over 65. This isn't just about feeling thirsty. It's about your body's fundamental capacity to operate optimally. Starting your day dehydrated essentially handicaps every system in your body from the moment you rise. Consider Clara, an 82-year-old who endured daily headaches and dizziness for years. Her doctors prescribed various treatments, but none offered lasting relief. The breakthrough came when she realized chronic morning dehydration was the root cause. Within weeks of adopting proper morning hydration, her headaches vanished, energy soared, and her overall quality of life dramatically improved. The physiological impact of morning dehydration extends beyond discomfort. When dehydrated, the synovial fluid in your joints thickens, increasing friction and wear with every movement. This directly contributes to the morning stiffness many seniors accept as inevitable. Simultaneously, your brain cells need adequate hydration to maintain electrical conductivity and efficiently remove metabolic waste accumulated during sleep. Without sufficient morning hydration, these toxic byproducts linger in brain tissue, contributing to the mental fog that clouds many mornings and potentially accelerating long-term cognitive decline. The solution is remarkably simple, but timing and method are crucial for maximal effectiveness. Each night before bed, prepare a 16-ounce glass of room-temperature water with a tiny pinch of natural salt. Place it on your nightstand as the first thing you see upon waking. Drink the entire glass immediately, before coffee, tea, or breakfast. Room temperature is important because your body absorbs it more quickly than cold water. The small amount of salt aids cellular absorption through osmotic balance. This isn't about drinking more water all day, though that's beneficial. The specific advantage comes from promptly ending overnight dehydration before introducing other substances that could interfere with hydration. For those who find plain water unpalatable first thing, a small squeeze of fresh lemon is fine, but avoid sweeteners or additives that could trigger insulin responses and disrupt morning metabolics. Processes. The effects of this habit are both immediate and cumulative. Within days, most people notice reduced joint stiffness and improved mental clarity. Within weeks, benefits often include better digestion, more stable energy levels, and even improved skin elasticity as the body's hydration normalizes. I've maintained this habit religiously for nearly 20 years, and it transformed my mornings when I started it at age 75. Your cells are likely dehydrated right now. Don't let another morning pass without providing what they desperately need. Circadian-aligned sunlight exposure. Recalibrating. Your internal clock, your body houses an intricate biological clock system that governs everything from hormone production to immune function, and it can be completely thrown off by missing one crucial morning window. Stanford University's Center for Sleep Sciences confirms that just 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure resets circadian rhythms and boosts serotonin production by 42% in older adults. Yet, a University of Colorado study found that missing this critical morning sunlight window increases depression risk by 69% and disrupts sleep patterns within just days. The science behind this is both fascinating and practical. Early morning. Sunlight contains specific wavelengths that activate specialized receptors in your retina called melanopsin receptors.
These receptors then signal your brain's master clock in the hypothalamus, initiating dozens of biological processes. This precisely timed light exposure influences hormone production, body temperature regulation, digestive enzyme release, and
over 150 other bodily processes that dictate how well you feel and function throughout the day. Arthur, a 78-year-old, had struggled with sleep problems and medication for years. His solution seemed simple: daily walks for exercise and fresh air. However, he took these walks in the afternoon, unaware that morning light has fundamentally different biological effects than light received later in the day. When he shifted his wake-up time to within 30 minutes of waking, he was able to stop his sleep medication entirely. His transformation illustrates how timing can be more important than the activity itself. Without proper morning light exposure, your brain continues producing melatonin longer than it should, creating a damaging cycle of poor sleep, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging. This disruption affects far more than just sleep. Your circadian rhythm influences blood pressure regulation, immune system function, and even how efficiently your body metabolizes nutrients. Research from Northwestern University has shown that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms exhibit measurably faster rates of muscle loss and cognitive decline compared to those with stable daily rhythms. Implementing this habit is straightforward but requires consistency and proper technique. Step outside within 30 minutes of waking and spend 10 to 15 minutes in natural morning light, even on cloudy days. The key detail many miss is to avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or contacts during this exposure if possible, as glass and plastic. Filter out some specific light wavelengths needed for circadian reset. The light must enter through your eyes to be effective. Skin exposure alone won't reset your internal clock. If weather absolutely prevents outdoor exposure, sitting near a window offers some benefit, though it's roughly 50% less effective than direct outdoor light. For those in extremely northern regions with limited winter sunlight, a medical-grade light therapy box designed for circadian regulation can be a helpful substitute, though natural light remains superior when available. The benefits of this habit compound over time, creating increasingly stable sleep-wake cycles that support every aspect of your health. Within a week of consistent morning light exposure, most seniors report falling asleep more easily and waking more refreshed. Within a month, many experience improvements in mood, energy levels, and digestive regularity as their internal clocks stabilize. Your body's internal clock awaits tomorrow morning's light signal. Don't miss this critical window again. The 4-minute cognitive priming routine, safeguarding your mental sharpness. Every morning, your brain loses approximately 30,000 neural connections unless you take specific action to prevent this loss. This isn't an exaggeration. It's based on robust neurological research into brain plasticity in aging adults. The remarkable discovery is that a simple 4-minute morning routine can not only prevent this loss, but actually reverse it. Yet, 92% of older adults completely ignore this opportunity, missing the single most crucial window for cognitive preservation. Neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School have found that cognitive priming exercises performed immediately after waking increase neuroplasticity by 37% and improve executive function throughout the day. The early morning hours represent a unique and irreplaceable opportunity for brain training because your neural networks are in their most adaptable state as you transition from sleep to wakefulness. This enhanced adaptability occurs due to elevated levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, often called miracle grow for brain cells, which peaks shortly after waking and gradually declines throughout the day. Eleanor, an 86-year-old, demonstrated the power of this principle during her recovery from hip surgery while her physical therapy was postponed. She maintained her morning cognitive routine. Despite the high-risk period for cognitive decline, often accompanying major surgery and reduced activity in seniors, her mental function remained sharp and even improved during recovery. Her experience shows that cognitive exercises can maintain brain function even during physically challenging periods. Skipping morning brain activation creates a cumulative deficit that accelerates cognitive decline and increases dementia risk by 29%, according to longitudinal studies from the National Institute on Aging. Each morning offers a critical opportunity to engage your brain's plasticity mechanisms, either positively through deliberate activation or negatively through passive activities that fail to stimulate neural growth. The insidious nature of this damage is that it isn't immediately apparent, which is precisely why so many seniors neglect this habit until cognitive changes become noticeable, at which point significant neural connections have already been lost. The solution is the 4-to-4 morning challenge. Solve one simple math problem, recall one detailed memory, learn 4 new words, and visualize your day, all within 4 minutes total. This precise combination activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating what neuroscientists call cross-connectivity that strengthens overall cognitive resilience. The math problem activates logical reasoning centers. Memory recall strengthens hippocampal networks essential for information storage. Vocabulary learning builds language centers. And visualization engages planning and executive function areas in your prefrontal cortex. The specific 4-minute time frame is based on research showing that brief, intense cognitive engagement is more effective than longer passive activities. To implement this effectively, prepare your materials the night before. This might include a math problem from a book or app, a memory prompt such as recall your 30th birthday in detail, 4 new vocabulary words with definitions, and a simple visualization exercise where you mentally walk through your planned activities for the day. The cognitive protection this habit provides is both immediate and cumulative. Within hours, practitioners experience improved mental clarity and sharper decision-making abilities. Within weeks, regular participants report better word recall and increased confidence in their cognitive abilities. Within months, the habit creates measurable increases in cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for age-related changes or minor injuries. I've practiced this habit since age 70 and credit it significantly for my continued mental acuity at 94. Your brain's neural connections form or fade with each morning's choices. Make sure you're strengthening them tomorrow. Strategic mobility sequence. Movement that heals, not harms. Most seniors unknowingly jeopardize their independence by following outdated morning exercise advice that actually increases joint damage in people over 70. Traditional stretching routines were designed for younger bodies and can be actively harmful for aging joints and tissues. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows a startling contrast. Performing the wrong morning movements increases inflammation by 31%, while a targeted 7-minute mobility sequence reduces pain and stiffness by 44% within just 2 weeks. This dramatic difference exists because aging connective tissue requires a fundamentally different approach to movement that respects its changed biological properties. After age 70, collagen fibers become less hydrated and more cross-linked. meaning they need gentle, progressive warming rather than the aggressive stretching often recommended in fitness magazines or videos targeted at younger adults. The conventional wisdom of stretch it out can actually create micro-damage in older adults, accelerating the very joint problems you're trying to prevent. Charles, an 85-year-old, provides a powerful example of this principle. He had faithfully followed a stretching routine from his 50s, unaware that it was contributing to his mobility decline and his increasing need for a walker. When he replaced his harmful morning routine with the strategic sequence I'll describe, he was able to reverse his dependence on the walker and regain functional independence. His transformation illustrates how the right movements can restore function, while the wrong ones accelerate decline. Common morning stretches like toe touches and neck rolls create significant micro-damage in older adults. Deep forward bends place excessive pressure on spinal discs that have already lost hydration with age, while rapid neck movements can compromise blood flow through vertebral arteries that are typically narrowed in older adults. Even seemingly gentle movements like sitting twists can create dangerous shearing forces on spinal facet joints if performed immediately upon waking, before tissues have reached their optimal operating temperature. The solution is the inside-out mobility sequence: gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, doorway chest expansions, supported squats, and ankle circles, all performed before breakfast. This sequence follows a physiologically sound progression that first increases core body temperature and blood flow to major muscle groups before challenging joint ranges of motion. The order is crucial because it respects the way aging bodies need to warm up gradually and systematically. Begin with seated shoulder rotations, keeping your arms relaxed at your sides and making small circles that gradually increase in size for 30 seconds. This activates upper body circulation without stressing the shoulder joints. Progress to seated. Marching, alternating lifting your knees while seated on a firm chair for 1 minute to engage core stabilizers and increase lower body blood flow. Move to doorway chest expansions by standing in a doorway with your hands at shoulder height on either side, then gently leaning forward for 30 seconds to counteract the forward posture many seniors develop. Continue with supported squats, holding onto a counter or sturdy chair while bending your knees, only as far as comfortable for 1 minute. This activates the largest muscles in your body and safely stimulates metabolic activity. Finish with seated ankle circles, extending one leg and rotating your foot clockwise and counterclockwise for 30 seconds per foot to improve lower extremity, circulation, and ankle mobility, which is critical for fall prevention. Your joint health is largely determined by how you move in the first 30 minutes after waking. Most seniors notice immediate improvements in morning stiffness within the first few days of implementing this sequence. Within 2 weeks, the cumulative benefits typically include improved posture, reduced pain with daily activities, and increased confidence in movement. After a month of consistent practice, many report significant functional improvements in activities that previously caused discomfort, such as getting in and out of cars or reaching for overhead items. This mobility sequence has been the foundation of my physical independence since my late 80s, allowing me to maintain household activities that many of my peers abandoned long ago. Protein timing nutrition protocol, fueling muscle preservation. The breakfast you eat tomorrow morning will either preserve your muscle mass or accelerate its loss by 23%. Regardless of how much protein you consume throughout the rest of the day, this finding from research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition challenges conventional nutrition advice that focuses on total daily amounts rather than strategic timing.
The truth is that when you eat protein matters just as much as how much you eat, especially for adults over 70. Nutritional researchers at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Center on Aging have discovered that protein timing, not just amount,
determines whether seniors maintain muscle mass or experience rapid sarcopenia. After age 60, your body develops what scientists call anabolic resistance, meaning you need both more protein and more precisely timed protein consumption to stimulate muscle maintenance. Most seniors consume their largest protein portion at dinner when the body's ability to synthesize muscle is already declining, while eating a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast when protein synthesis potential is at its peak. Patricia, a 91-year-old, provides a compelling example of this principle in action. She had been experiencing 2 years of declining strength and increasing frailty despite eating what she considered a healthy diet. Her transformation came when she simply changed when and how she consumed protein. She had been eating a traditional breakfast of toast, fruit, and coffee, a common pattern that provides virtually no support for aging muscles. Within months of implementing proper protein timing, she reversed her strength decline and regained functional capacity she thought was lost forever. The typical senior breakfast creates dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that increase inflammation, accelerate muscle loss, and compromise cognitive function for the entire day. Starting your day with carbohydrate-dominant foods triggers an insulin response that actually inhibits your body's ability to burn fat for the next several hours. More critically, it fails to provide the essential amino acids needed during the morning hours when your muscle cells are most receptive to growth signals. For seniors, this missed opportunity is particularly costly because the anabolic window, the time when muscles are primed for protein synthesis, narrows with each passing decade. Your body becomes increasingly selective about when it will respond to protein intake, making the morning hours absolutely crucial for muscle preservation. Missing this window doesn't just mean you're not building muscle, it means you're actively losing it at an accelerated rate. The solution is to consume at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of completing your morning mobility sequence, prioritizing eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie with added collagen. This specific amount is based on research showing that seniors need approximately 30 grams of high-quality protein in a single meal to overcome age-related anabolic resistance and stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Spreading smaller amounts throughout the day is significantly less effective than this concentrated morning dose. The timing after your mobility sequence is intentional and scientifically based. Light physical activity increases blood flow to muscles and primes them to utilize protein more efficiently. For practical application, this might mean 2 eggs with cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with added protein powder mixed in, or a smoothie containing whey or plant protein plus collagen, which provides specific amino acids that support joint and skin health. It's crucial to avoid combining this protein with high glycemic carbohydrates like white bread or sweet fruits, which can blunt the muscle-preserving effects. Your body's anabolic window opens fresh each morning. Don't waste tomorrow's opportunity for cellular repair and muscle maintenance. The effects of implementing this protein timing protocol are both immediate and progressive. Within days, many seniors report improved energy levels throughout the morning hours and better appetite regulation. Within weeks, most notice improvements in grip strength and reduced fatigue during daily activities. After 3 months, research indicates measurable preservation or even increases in lean muscle mass compared to steady declines in those maintaining traditional breakfast patterns. I've followed this protein timing protocol religiously since my mid-80s and credit it substantially for maintaining functional strength well beyond what most of my peers experience. Your path to exceptional aging. These 5 morning habits aren't complicated health secrets or expensive interventions. They're simple biological alignments that honor your body's natural rhythms and work with rather than against the aging process. I've maintained my independence at 94, not through extraordinary means, but through ordinary habits performed consistently. Your body has the same remarkable capacity for resilience at any age when you provide the right inputs at the right times. The morning hours represent your greatest opportunity for biological optimization, setting the trajectory for your entire day and ultimately the quality of your aging experience. Each morning offers a fresh chance to either support your body's natural healing and maintenance processes or to inadvertently work against them. The choice you make tomorrow morning will either contribute to your long-term vitality or to the gradual decline that too many people accept as inevitable. The power of these habits lies not in their complexity, but in their consistency. Small, scientifically based actions performed regularly create profound changes over time. The difference between aging gracefully with independence and struggling through declining years often comes down to these crucial first moments of each day. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make tomorrow morning. This information is brought to you by the Senior Health 365 channel, dedicated to empowering you on your journey to exceptional aging. Which of these habits will you implement first? Your journey to exceptional aging begins with your next sunrise.